Episode 7, Resident Evil 2, original game, clear scenario. Uh, yeah, Sherry is now where the alligator is, but her father, Birkin, got to her. I don't know what happened. But what I was, last episode I was talking about how the world, how all the countries, were in the 1800s until the 1900s, but this episode we're going to talk about the 1900s until the 2000s. Probably it's not going to be done in one episode, probably going to be in 2 or maybe even 3, but I hope in 2 episodes. I want to talk about a few other things, but I think I have enough episodes to just talk, because we're not even in the, we're just in the sewers, and that takes a long time to get out of. But let's start with the 1900s. The 1900s was just a lot of weird stuff. The first what happened in 1900s was let's see, because I'm not reading this from Google or anything, but the most noticeable thing was, of course, all the ships were in complete different shape. The ships were making themselves gigantic. You probably had the Titanic. The Titanic is most important. I can talk for an hour about the Titanic, but I'm not going to. If I really want to. Let's see for how long I can talk about the Titanic. You of course have not just one Titanic movie. People only know one movie, but there is probably there's around 4 to 5 movies about the Titanic, and you wouldn't one movie that was the first movie, I think, got lost in the time, because it was around the right after the Titanic sunk, the movie was made, and all the wars that happened, it was just gone. But there was around 5 Titanic movies. You probably will only see the or known about the one recent Titanic movie. Recent, not like in 1 year or 2 years, but I don't know when it was made. I think it was made in the 2003. I think Titanic movie. I don't know really when, but I think 2003. That was in 1912 was it sunk, but it was made very quickly, because the demand was so high. It was super high. It was, the costs were insane. It was about, the cost was about 1.2 million. I don't know really, but I don't know what the cost was back then, but back right now I know it was about $300 million was the cost of the Titanic today. But it wasn't an insane ship like today's. All the ships from today is just incredibly gigantic. But it was about 3,200 people, and around 4,700 or 800 people in total, because all the, you have to serve the people, you have to maintain the ship and stuff. So there was about 4.5 people on the Titanic when it was full. But you would think there was only one Titanic. There were 3 Titanics. It had a brother, a sister, and the Titanic. It was I don't really know the names, but I will talk about it a little bit later. I'll save that for later. But the first Titanic, was sunken in 1912. I don't know exact date, but if I have to say a date, it's probably around May 12, I think. Name May 18, I think. I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up, because it's not such a big thing just to get the date wrong. But it was sunk in the Atlantic Ocean, I think. Let's grab the yep. Oh, what? Has to be the other thing as well, right? Let's see. Oh, the big spiders. I love the spiders. But the Titanic was sunk in 1912 in the Atlantic Ocean. If you really think about it, it was incredible cold when the ship sunk. You have a museum in America, I think it's America, where they have a lot of. Ooh, damn. Oh damn, let's keep on moving. I don't want to get hit anything anymore. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah. The Titanic was sunken in the Atlantic Ocean, but it wasn't warm. It was incredibly cold. You get hypothermia in about 15 minutes. Actually, it wasn't 15 minutes. You would be lose consciousness around 15 minutes, and you would get hypothermia in 1 minute and 30 seconds. It was that cold. You couldn't. If you are a warm person, you put your hand in the water. The temperature it was back then. You would think your hand was gonna freeze and would just break, but back then the environment is different because we live right now in a very warm home and stuff, but back then everybody was known to coldness because there was not really a heating system just yet. There were a lot of fires of course in the house and stuff to make the house warmer, but it was very cold. And they have oh, let's first go. We have seen this cutscene from Leon campaign, but let's watch it again.
My precious G-Virus.
My precious G-Virus.
There he is.
So you finally come.
Doctor, we're here to collect the G-Virus sample.
Sorry, but I won't just hand over my life's work.
Stop. You might hit the sample.
You might hit the sample.
That's it, all right. Okay, let's move out.
William.
Oh my. Hold on, darling. I'm taking care of that bullet wound first.
Hey, it was William.
Stay
I
here.
forgot his name.
Alpha team, have you retrieved the sample yet? Affirmative. We'll be at the rendezvous.
I think this is one of the best cutscenes
Roger.
for that period of time. From 1980 to 1990, this is just crazy how it was made, this cutscene.
G-Virus into his own body?
The G-Virus has the ability to revitalize.
If you think about it, it's just incredible how they made this cutscene like this in 1980.
Something's wrong.
1998, I mean. I'm sorry.
Shoot! Eat this, you freak!
Probably 1 year before, because they have to make the game, of course, and then post it and launch it to the people. So it was probably made this cutscene in 1978 and 1997. I'm so sorry. He just won't die. That's the greatest cutscene I think in Zombies history.
So those rats were the
That guy
carriers of the
getting killed,
virus?
seeing the eye,
As
and
a
then the
result of
screaming,
this virus-induced
and then the rats
transmutation,
eating the poison.
William should have lost any prior memories he had as a human by now. I tried to save him, but I'm afraid it's already too late.
But
And that's not even the entire story. Every G-Virus bioweapon, including William, has the ability to implant embryos into other life forms. That's why he's after Sherry.
what are you trying to say?
The bodies of individuals
apologies.
with non-related genetic coding are likely to reject the embryo. Since Sherry is his daughter, that possibility is non-existent. It's an inherent survival instinct.
Sherry?
It's Sherry. You go that way.
Sherry's not there. We came from that way. Don't be stupid. Oh. Oh my god. I forgot the crank. And I'm red. Oh god, I'm gonna die. This is gonna be my first death probably. Oh wow, I have to go back. I just don't slow down and just stand in the middle, and they cannot do that charge attack like that. That's such a great attack as well. I like that attack. Yeah, I think I'm gonna die, so I'm just gonna keep on talking, but if I make it, it'd be great. Where was I? Yeah, about the Titanic, the coldness. But did you know there were three types of classes for people that wanna go and travel with the Titanic? There were the poor people, the normal people, and the rich people were classes. I don't actually know how much it cost. I really want to know, but I'm not gonna look it up, because that kind of detail I will forget probably. But back then it would have been probably incredibly a lot of money, because back then the richest of the richest people would go into the Titanic, because that was the biggest thing. It was the unsinkable ship back then. It was the the people that made it had a quote: "Even God cannot sink the ship." That was a real quote of the people that made it. And God proved them wrong, of course. But there were three classes, and it was pretty weird, because when you're poor class, you cannot go to the better class, where all the food is, where all the things is. There's a standard where you can go and cannot go. I don't know exactly the rules of it, but you slept with other people in the room when you were with the poor people, and the normal people were a little bit different, but the rich people had incredible rooms. It was just phenomenal. The rooms were the best rooms. Still until this day, there are not prettier rooms back then than now. Because now they don't care about how the room looks. If it just has a bed, a TV, and a few other things, it's just good enough. But back then, for the rich people, they made it that great that nobody could ever compete with it. Because they didn't try to go all out. They try to go do everything they can, even wasting all of the money. It was delayed a lot of times because of that. Just building crazy stuff. The maintenance was incredible long. People had crazy work hours to build that stuff. It was not like the 1700s and the 1800s, like you work 20 hours a week. Back then, in the 1900s, it was totally different. They made it to 40 to 50 hours a week. Just like that, because the work were a lot more. They had a lot more things to do back then. Let's use the crank. Back then they were just have so much to do, and the demand was incredibly high for that period. The rich people just didn't give a fuck about all the other people. They just want to have it done and get as much money. Back then, that was a great, that was a big, not a great turning point, but as well a big, great turning point for development of the nations, the research, the how countries should be run. Not the perfect country, but still a country. But I'm gonna talk about the Titanic even more. It's just so much I can tell, but that will be for next episode. It's a little bit short of an episode, but I don't mind. Sometimes short, sometimes long. But I got something to say for you, and that is bye.